Hello once again, this is Andrew with the Play Critically Livestream and the Switch Focus Podcast, and I'm going to play more Diablo 3. There's a new season starting this coming Friday, and since the game is still fairly new on Switch, I haven't beaten it with most of the classes. My plan is to beat it with one class every season, and I've chosen to do the Monk for Season 18. That's what I'm working on now, and I've got Act 3 still to do, so that's what I'm going to do in the next couple hours. Let's jump right in. Just right here at the end of Act 2, and just for video editing purposes, this is how I've done it.
I can be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Let me know when you
So
are
we'll
prepared
skip
to go.
the ending cutscene, because that's at the end of my last stream. And then Act 3 begins here.
Chaldean is free from Belial and his deception. Only Azmodan remains. He sends his army forth to strike at us from the heart of Ariat Crater. Bastion's Keep is all that stands between us and certain doom. I will not allow it to fall.
The Keep's defenses cannot hold. Its soldiers are scattered, fleeing before Azmodan's onslaught, which rushes forth from Ariat Crater. Should the Keep fall, Azmodan will claim the Black Soul Stone. If he does, there will be no hope for this world.
The Keep will stand. I will rally its defenders.
Light the signal fires, and show these soldiers that we are not yet defeated. Salvation has arrived. Go, you are needed below.
Tyrael will not fail these people, I know it.
A few thousand of your years ago on a distant battlefield, I stood over Azmodan, sword raised to deliver the death blow.
You did not kill him.
No, one of my brethren, Arleon, called for help.
You chose to save your brother.
Yes, and now Azmodan threatens all I hold dear once again.
Arleon was your ally. You chose nobly.
I see that now. I wish my angelic brethren felt the same.
Do you feel changed now that you are flesh and blood?
I will die, of course.
There is more for mortal life than death.
But that is the difference. When you are mortal, every moment is precious. Everything matters. It is exhilarating. I knew Zoltan Kuhl was special from the moment I met him. He had a keen mind. During the hunt for the Three, he was the bearer of the Soul Stones. He must have studied them intently. Though it is an aberration, the Black Soul Stone is a testament to his genius. The Black Soul Stone was created to be an improvement of the original Three. They were crafted to contain single demons, but Kuhl intended his to hold many. But the Black Soul Stone is flawed and cannot contain that many demons for long. We must capture Azmodan within it and shatter it, lest all these evil demons...
Which is really interesting because the plan come Act 5 is, hey, we've got everybody in the Black Soul Stone, let's hide it somewhere. Even though he just said that that won't work for long.
Of the many things I find intriguing about humans, the greatest is their endless thirst for knowledge. Angels believe that everything there is to know is written in the scroll of fate. Therefore, curiosity is not a common angelic trait. Ironically, my suspicions have been confirmed. Angels do not, in fact, know everything. Seeing the world through mortal eyes has given me much.
I'm really interested to see what they do with Tyrael and Diablo 4. This is Act 3. Basically, you come into this castle, it's under siege, they're not in good place, and you as the Nephilim basically single-handedly turn the entire battle. It's awesome.
They're straining against me. They're whispering to me from inside.
The demons within seek escape. Only your power can keep it from splitting apart, my daughter. It's a heavy burden, but the fate of the world lies
So
in
no
your
pressure.
hands.
You do not look well. Is the stone working against you?
It's getting more difficult. But it's nothing I can't handle.
The demons war and rage to escape their imprisonment. Their fury will only increase over time. Leah is very brave, but we'd best hurry before her strength fails.
Asmodan shall fall, and we will trap him with the Black Soul Stone. This is what the gods command of me.
Only fools celebrate victory before the battle's begun. Along with Belial, Asmodan has ruled the ravening hordes of the burning hells for over 3 centuries. His cunning is beyond...
It's really not.
Plans made by greedy men are easily shattered. Demons are no different.
Asmodan's entire battle strategy is basically brute force. He's very easy to counter.
We reached Bastion's keep, but holding the Black Soul Stone together takes up all of my time now. Sometimes I think of the wounded soldiers and their families outside, but then my concentration fails and the spells weaken. I must stay focused and trust my friend to save the keep and its people.
Someone's got to light those signal fires. It's not me.
What happened to your master, the Vigerai Lord?
My sisters and I waited until all of his associates had gathered to summon a greater demon. We slew them all to the last man. But they uttered curses upon us with their dying breaths. My sisters and I, we fell. Our deaths seemed certain. When I woke, the dark figure of the Prophet was staring down at me. That is how I met him.
Tell me of your brother, the truth about him.
We used to be a team. I'd tip him off to some of the Thieves Guild's hits. He'd bring in the guards and play it off like it was a lucky catch. But one time he showed up too early.
The time when you robbed the Merchants Guild bank.
None other. Some of the guards became suspicious. They thought he was involved. And he's been rotting in a cell in Kingsport ever since. I managed to escape.
You feel responsible
Yeah.
for what happened to him.
I don't know what I feel anymore.
Aha! I knew you'd need my help.
While examining John Dar's journal further, I found a torn page hidden within the binding. I believe that it is from one of the tomes I seek. He has written notes in the border as well. Perhaps by studying them, I will learn where the tome is.
Why do you frown? This seems like good news.
It seems strange that John Dar would keep a page hidden. It is though it is the proof of a crime. I've already found holes in my order's honor. What if there are more? May the battles never end.
From the burning desert to the freezing north. You don't make it easy on us, do you?
Where I am needed, I will go.
At least there's a lot of work to be done here. These men fight with blunted swords and dented armor. It's good to help. What will you do when this battle is ended?
When victory is in hand, I could consider such things, but not now.
It's never too early.
I will do as the gods direct me.
A noble goal. I just want a quiet town in the country where I can work and live a life of peace.
It's just unnatural to go from a place so hot to a place so cold. The change isn't good for my old bones.
I go where I must.
And what's all this noise? It's as though we're right in the middle of a battle.
This is a battle.
I know, isn't it?
I do not see your customary smile. What weighs on you?
Oh, yes. Well, memories are useless, aren't they? You can't eat them or sell them for food. I'm glad that I'm starting to lose them. Oh, I was just remembering a time when I tracked the jewel to Skovos. A long story. But let us say that between the sea monsters and poisoned arrows, it managed to slip away again.
A disappointing conclusion.
Oh, it was. But when the theater's ceiling collapsed, I fell right into the lap of my soon-to-be seventh wife. She managed to console me.
You have had 7 wives?
Oh, no. I've been married many more times than that. But never to more than 2 women at a time. Never let it be said that I'm greedy.
I've got some new items you might need, friend.
Day 9. Young Commander Calderos believes that the demonic scourge will flee before a bloody show of righteous force. He intends to lead a charge from our fortifications tomorrow. Calderos can commit suicide.
You heard the Angel's command. Let the call sound forth. Bastion's keep shall not fall.
These soldiers look barely old enough to be away from their mothers. They are not prepared for the evil that seeks to consume this keep.
They have the gods on their side.
Gods or no, they are fortunate to have you on their side.
I cannot defend a whole keep myself.
Oh, I don't know about that. My visions are filled with demons dying violently at your hands. Let's just say there is a lot of blood.
Tear them down.
Light the signal fire.
Somehow the signal fire makes everything better. You know, video game stuff. Okay, here we go.
We saw the signal fire. We must light the rest, but the demons swarm around them. Get back inside the keep. No, I have to help hold the walls. chance.
I will not do that.
We're all going to die.
What ungodly spawn of hell is
It'll go down in 2 seconds. If that.
So you're the wretch that's given me such trouble. Thrash as you might, you will not keep me from the Soul Stone.
What in the hells was that?
an illusion, nothing more.
We've seen the fires you've lit. Fear has no more hold on us. The catapults could break Azmodan's lines, but we can't raise them from their berths while demons swarm over the walls.
I shall help your men and raise these catapults. The demons will feel fear.
It is grim out here, but we've seen worse.
I can see the signal fires lit all across the keep and on the battlefield. The defenders rally to the fires. But though the battlements are secured, we have bought ourselves no victory, only time. We need the catapults, but with the demons on the walls, the crews have been unable to raise them.
We must bring the catapults to bear.
You and I both know that this battle will not be settled with catapults.
We will not secure the keep without them.
We will make the demons flee before us. That will be a sight to see.
I am once again filled with the thrill of battle. It has been too long since I have raised my blade against the forces of the burning hells. I remember countless battles within the heart of Pandemonium, as my brethren and I risked everything to drive the demon spawn back to their hells.
Battles worthy of the gods themselves.
I do not know your gods, friend, but they were indeed glorious battles. We waged our eternal conflict since the light first broke upon creation. But now, for the first time, it feels as if its end is in sight.
You don't understand why they call it the eternal conflict, do you? It never ends. That's the point.
It will be difficult to break Azmodan's advance without the catapults brought to bear. The demons' numbers are too great. In time, they will overrun us. But if the catapults can be raised, our superior position may make all the difference.
There is a disgusting, slobbering, fat-oozing demon in your future. But there is always time for romance. You really should find someone.
Romance is not something I am interested in.
Trust me, you'll appreciate having a loved one to come home to when you're done saving the world.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm not leaving, Rondal, and that's fine.
Tell me another story from your past.
I was once lost in the dry steppes. They don't come by their name lightly. No water, and the sun, an unbearable, unblinking eye. In my delirium, I decided that it would be cooler without any clothes on. So I wandered for 3 days, my skin ruby red, until I fell directly into a lucky oasis. To this day, I don't know if the stranded harem I found there was anything more than a wonderful and tremendously wicked hallucination. But who cares?
You think we're going to die?
Don't be stupid. Mum says the walls are impenetrable.
Why is she crying then?
Did you see my doll out there? He promised he was coming back.
Yeah.
It's madness out there. Please leave. Head south as fast as you can and warn everyone you meet.
Will you come with me?
You know I can't.
Then I'm staying. Put a sword in my hand and I'll fight alongside you. You're not getting rid of me that easily.
Brand new goods here. Never you mind.
If there's treasure to be had, then I'm in.
I hope that Leah is strong enough to endure this suffering.
Everyone suffers, but to do so for a cause greater than oneself, that is the mark of a true hero. My daughter is everything
Foreshadowing.
I hoped she would be.
Foreshadowing.
I'm glad this is almost done. I don't think I have much time left.
You are stronger than you fear. Remember the inn you would build. A safe place. Draw strength from that dream.
No. You were right. There's no safe place for anyone. Look around us. If this keep can't protect us, what chance would a silly little inn have?
Somehow she finds time to write these journals while constantly keeping the Black Soul Stone together. I don't know how.
Days are hard. If it weren't for my mother standing beside me, I don't know what I'd do. She even watches the stone for a few hours each night.
That must be
so I
how.
can
Okay.
rest. Sometimes I dream I'm in New Tristram with Uncle Deckard again, and it's hard to wake up after that.
Someday, when this is all over, I will go and visit the inn that you built. When the world is safe, and all of this is a distant memory, you will hold this stone together. I know it.
The demonic rage is building up again. But I can do this. I know I can. Thank you.
Run!
Thank the heavens you're here. We're down to 4 lads until reinforcements arrive. Trouble is, the lift stopped. We can't see what went wrong through all the muck down there. Oh, what now?
Order the brutes from below, Captain. What do we do?
Private, if you need to be told which end of the sword goes where, you haven't been paying attention. Fight to your last breath, lads! The lift is moving again. Hold steady, lads. Reinforcements are on their way. Demons. Get ready, men. Victory!
They're coming back. Ready yourselves.
I must wait to use that ability.
Give me a reel back.
What you ask is impossible.
It's hopeless.
must be the one that lit the signal fire. Help me free the recruits so they can raise this catapult. Over here. Excellent. Let's protect the recruits while they raise the catapult.
It cannot be done.
Catapult is raised. We'll have
The next two catapults are a little more interesting mechanically than that one. They give you more to do than just standing around waiting for them to finish.
Scouts report that more of those wretched demon-held soldiers need to be protected. The platform will rise more quickly if we don't lose men.
I thought there'd be 4. Was there 4 and I just lost count? Wouldn't surprise me, I can't count anymore.
We did it! The catapult is raised.
You fight alone?
Promise Captain Ho I'd watch my temper. Do me a favour, and don't mention that I shouted.
Sure, no problem.
Right?
So that's the siege repelled. Now I just need to deal with the monsters that got inside the wall.
While you tinkered with your paltry catapults, my demons breached the depths of your keep. Once they've claimed the Black Soul Stone for me, your entire world will burn.
Asmodan's demons have opened an enormous hole in our walls and are flooding into the depths. If it is not closed, the keep will be overrun.
When I return, the breach will be sealed.
I bring word from the King of Westmarch.
Has he agreed to send us reinforcements?
My lord says he will send no living men to battle imaginary demon lords.
Perhaps he'll believe when his kingdom is burnt to ashes.
We go to Westmarch in Act 5, and guess what's happened?
The demons are in the keep! They're coming up from the depths! To arms! To arms!
I see a foul darkness gathering around us. The forces of hell will soon overwhelm Leah.
Does the Soul Stone shatter? Do their souls escape?
No. You help Leah contain the energy within the stone, but the cost to her is high.
You see? They can kill any of us at any time. I won't wait a second longer. I am leaving now.
Go then. But know that if this keep falls, no place in this world will be safe for you.
I would ask if you're all right. I know better.
That was hardly an ambush anyway. Do you remember when the barbarians tried the same thing 30 years ago?
They tried to steal you away, didn't they? I was frantic until they brought you back 2 hours later with an apology.
I simply reasoned with him. Garma still sends me a bundle of hides sometimes, you know. He was the nicest kidnapper I ever met.
Can we go fight with you? Leave him alone. Can't you see he's busy?
Nicola, are you alright?
Yes. The demons never got near me. How do you face those things?
Because I do it for you. They terrify me.
Aww. Well, you can probably guess how that pair ends up anyway.
Demons came out of nowhere. How are we supposed to defend against that?
We don't. We just pray it doesn't happen again.
You are a great warrior.
Battle is what I was made for. You have led us well.
I do what I can. Imperius himself would have been hard-pressed to hold these walls as long as these soldiers have. This world owes them a great debt.
Who is Imperius?
Imperius is the Archangel of Valor. It is he who commands
And he's a butthead.
Of the high heavens. Has one side ever come close to winning the eternal conflict?
We thought we had lost everything at the 5th battle of the Diamond Gates. The prime evils and their legions crashed against the very entrance of heaven itself. But one of my most trusted lieutenants, Iswal, turned them back. Still, the day might have been lost had the demon lords not fallen to fighting amongst themselves. So confident of their impending victory, they turned on each other over the spoils they had yet to win. I shudder to think what the demon lords might accomplish should they ever stop betraying one another. Such is the self-defeating nature of evil.
Not that the angels really have much to brag about either.
Akarat's mercy. If our champion hadn't come back, we'd all be dead. How did they get in?
Unholy bloody magic. You'd think all the Zacharium emblems etched between the stones would have kept them out.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Lead the way to glory.
This stone is vibrating. I can barely hold it. They're
voices! They're screaming in my head!
Can Leah withstand the evil of the stone?
Clearly, the stone wasn't built to contain 6 demon lords indefinitely. Only Leah's will holds it together.
Be strong, Leah, as I know you are. Azmodan's time is at an end.
Alright, let's go deal with the glutton in the basement.
Worthy foe.
God, strike through me!
Of Yitar.
I have been fortunate enough to learn much of the barbarians' complicated history in my time. Yet the origins of these large, mighty warriors are hazy at best. Legend holds that they are the offspring of Bull Kathos, an ancient who embodied their ideals of strength, bravery, and courage.
Looks like I got a Mantra of Conviction rune. My first one increases the damage bonus. Okay, yeah, sure. Give it to me. And Strength of Beacon of Yitar reduces all cooldowns by 20%. I don't think I'm even using any skills with cooldowns, so I don't need that. And I'm using 2 passive skills to get my Spirit regen up, which I really need for how much I'm using my wind buffs, so yeah, I'm fine with the setup I'm using now. I expect this is going to be the skill setup I use all the way to the end of the game, unless I find a legendary that gives me a reason to change.
Rethink your intent.
It is good that you've come along. Our lads are fighting with blades held to hilts by bits of string. They need better weapons if we are going to survive. Watch my back while I work. To the anvil. Stay at my side. on. You've saved a lot of lives today. Thank you.
Okay, how do I reach that treasure goblin? Oh, there it is. I really am at a place where I should probably push the difficulty up a notch, but just playing through the story, I just like to stay on normal difficulty. I'm just trying to stay focused on progressing through the plot, not really worried about, you know, efficiency and loot drops and experience levels, things like that. Those are the least of my concerns in these playthroughs. When I start adventure mode next week, when the new season starts, then I will worry about moving it up to hard and expert and master and torment when I get to those equipment breakpoints.
My servant is already inside your walls, and his hunger is ravenous. He will devour your corpse, and those of your friends.
Many centuries ago, King Corsic built Bastion's Keep to pen the barbarian threat in the north. After years of military disasters, the frustrated king led a large army out of the fortress and into the north to conquer the barbarians once and for all. Not one of them came back.
Beneath the endless tide.
hope Irena is faring well through all of this. Bastion's keep is full of death and despair.
Irena is worthy of this fight. She does not fear the darkness.
Sometimes these dungeon configurations can be a little convoluted. You gotta go surprisingly far to the east to get north, for example. But the entrance to the boss room should be somewhere along the north edge of the map.
Strike!
Yeah, here it is.
We are not alone.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
The one who killed Lord Belial. I will savor, tearing the flesh from your bones.
Legendary belt, nice. See what it does. Each hit with 7-sided strike grants 4% damage reduction for 7 seconds. Oh, but do I even want to use 7-sided strike? Do I even have slots for it I could use on it? I'd have to give up Mystic Ally, basically, and I don't really want to do that, so... Toilet humor, haha. Exploding Palm rune, I'm not even using Exploding Palm anymore. Yeah.
I need to go back.
Empty victory over a useless tool. You have only delayed your inevitable destruction. Your walls have grown no stronger. Our assault continues unabated. The stone was
So certain are you. Bindings of the Lesser Gods. I'm not using Cyclone Strike anymore, so let's go back to, I say Lashing Tail Kick, but actually let's try Wave of Light out. Wave of Light's damage turns into physical. Release bursts of energy that deal fire damage to enemies, increases the damage of Wave of Light. Let's try Explosive Light. Oh. Wrong skill slot. Whoops. More expensive Spirit Spender, but I think it'll be okay.
Terrifying noises were coming from the armory, so Tyrael went to investigate. He said if you were to return, I should send you there.
Time has flown by since I joined you in New Tristram. Look at us now. Who would have ever guessed we'd be here? And now, every passing hour brings us closer to our goal. But do we have a chance?
As long as we live, we have a chance.
You should give some thought to taking time for yourself, Celdo. You can save the world tomorrow. Stay with us tonight. I'll buy drinks. We'll dance.
My life is duty.
I knew you'd say that. I really did.
Oh dear. That's a very resolute expression you're wearing. You may as well say what you're thinking.
You wish for people to believe that you are a god, but I do not believe it to be true.
People believe in a great many things, don't they?
So you do not deny it?
You become so serious about such things. You will grow old long before your time. Wouldn't you be happier to live like me?
I can still fight.
What do you do with all the treasure you find?
Living a life of depravity and overindulgence, naturally.
You must be finding it difficult here.
Fine. Perhaps I've found that my treasure is put to better use elsewhere.
So you give your riches away?
We all have debts to pay, friend. They will run when they see us.
It is good to fight with you again.
I am losing control!
The Soulstone seems stable now.
The demon's rage has been subdued.
Yes, but for how long? Our time grows short. We must take this fight to Asmodan.
I will join the battle and forge a path to Ariat Crater, where Asmodan waits. Our victory is near. What will drive you when the demon lords are all in prison?
This war will never end for me. Even if we defeat all evil forever, I will carry the scars of this nightmare till the end of my days.
For you, perhaps. But the scars may not run so deep for Leah.
I wish Leah could have the life I never had. But in truth, I fear
Foreshadowing.
she'll be damned as well.
I think you underestimate her.
Just about everything Adria says, if you know the real plot happening here, is messed up.
Can you feel the keep shuddering? Asmodan's siege weapons. Saving these walls will have meant nothing if they're reduced to rubble.
I will destroy the Ballisti and lift the siege.
At last!
Tell me of the eternal conflict.
Since time immemorial, the forces of heaven and hell fought for control of the sacred World Stone, until the day it was stolen by renegades and used to forge your world. Since then, the forces of hell became more interested in corrupting mankind than in facing us on the field of battle.
They sought to use us as weapons.
They knew that mankind would tip the balance of power forever, and very clearly, you have.
I would hear more of the creation of our world.
To escape the eternal conflict, a group of renegade angels and demons came together and created a hidden paradise for themselves. They called this world Sanctuary. Eventually, they commingled. They gave birth to mankind. That is why you have both good and evil within you, and the power of both realms as your birthright. The power of your Nephilim ancestors was so terrifying to their parents that they tuned the World Stone to weaken them. They knew they had loosed something unimaginable upon creation.
I thought I was going to die when I saw the demon's rage escape from the Soulstone. Tyrillin, my friend, fought them, but I couldn't help. It was like I was watching them through a haze. What is the Soulstone doing to me? Asmodan must die soon. Then I will be myself again.
look to you to lead them. When they see you laying waste to the demon hordes, they are heartened. As you go, so does this battle. Always remember that.
Things are looking up, Martyr. There's barely anything left.
You're going out there?
Asmodan is there, so I must go.
Make sure you bundle up, huh? You should probably wear an extra layer or two. You can never be warm enough, I always say.
Aren't you wearing the same clothes as in Chaldeum?
Oh, well, it's quite simple. I just tuck a few fire opals in my pockets and under my shirts, and I never get cold. As good as a pair of long underwear.
Cool. Can I do that trick?
Hold on. There he goes. We hear you heading out onto the battlefields. We'll hold the gates, but
No.
you need us to.
The defense of this keep is in your hands.
If any demons get past me, I'm not doing my job.
I remember standing before the Prophet, my life hung by a thread, but he healed me and my sisters.
The Prophet was a god then?
No, not precisely. I do not know what his true nature was, only that he possessed great power. He said we had done well to slay the demons. He was very kind. When we had recovered, he offered to train us further.
That was your fate.
Yes. I owe him my life. Slaying the lords of hell would please him. It is the least I can do. It is always wonderful to see you.
What shall we fight today?
Alright, now on to the battlefield itself. Rest of the chapter is just a straight shot to the boss.
Bastion's keep is secure enough for me to enter the true battlefield, where Asmodan's war machines rain death upon the scattered defenders.
Look there, it's the hero of Chaldeum.
We may have a chance now.
It feels good to be on the battlefield again.
Thank the gods you're here. You've got to destroy those ballistae. They're raining hell down upon us. We can't last much longer.
There's a little side dungeon right there, but almost never get anything worthwhile out of it, and I'm kind of pressed for time today, so I'm not going to go in through there and do that dungeon. Even though normally I would. Same deal there. I mentioned in a previous stream how unbalanced this game was at launch and how many enemies could kill you in one hit. The tentacle attack that the Viziers do is one example.
Men are losing hope. The demons' numbers are endless. They come at all times, day or night, and no amount of casualties we inflict slows their advance. We need reinforcements. We need help.
The Reaper of Souls expansion really saved this game. Might be the most ridiculous example of, like, improving a game through an expansion. The base game was I want to describe it as not good, even though I still spent hundreds of hours playing it. Here's that pole arm. Here we go. Big upgrade. I'll take it. The Pledge of Chaldeum. Nothing really fancy about it. It's just a big stat upgrade, but I will take that. Thank you very much.
I never thought I'd see it.
Of the original 427 Crusaders who disappeared into the East, 341 return. Do they still seek the redemption of their faith? How will they react to the destruction of the city that birthed their crusade? Will they continue west to the lands of Westmarch? What does their return portend?
It cannot be done.
Oh, would you freaking Moloch's land pasture. If I had any sense, I would just ignore them.
Leave me. It is too late. Take this. I have no.
It's a witch doctor offhand. I don't know if you had any use for it before you were alive. Inner Sanctuary, not using that. Seven-sided strike, not using that. That's it, okay. After a while, you just kind of get everything that you're already going to use, and everything else you unlock is just for completion. Stuff you'll look again when you start collecting the sets in the end game, but I'm a long way from that still.
You stand in the middle of the army of hell. It will crush you.
I threw you back from the walls of the keep. I crushed your army upon the battlefield. You have nothing that I fear.
There is nothing I loathe more than failure. You know this well. But if any of you need a further lesson, I will have you delivered into the circle of wrath with great haste. The enemy is strong, but he cannot pass the demon gate. Secure it, or your lives will be forfeit.
What you ask is impossible.
I could no longer sit idly by while you brought the fight to Azmodan. It has been too long since I felt the thrill of battle myself.
Destroying my siege weapons makes little difference. Every hour, more of my forces pour forth from the mouth of hell. Soon, they will wipe your pathetic keep from existence.
Brave words, Azmodan. But words are all you have left to hurl at us. Forward, friend! Now we shall drive Azmodan's army back into the accursed crater.
Today, at last, we will fight side by side.
I'm just a scout. I was supposed to survey the battlefield from this tower along with my lieutenant.
I keep trying to activate my wind buff and interrupting dialogue when I do it. Apparently it's not just the B button that will close it, it's also the Y button. That's okay, I've done this quest several hundred times in adventure mode.
Is he still alive?
Yes, but not for long. You will have to go on alone.
I see. Thank you for the news. I will tell his family. Look out!
This is monstrous. He was little more than a boy.
The lieutenant immediately gets crushed by a cannonball catapult thing, something huge and on fire. I thought there was a waypoint here, so I just thought I'd wait till I hit the waypoint before I go back to town, but I don't seem to be running into one, so we'll just town portal.
How do you feel? Nervous?
Never. You?
I feel a sense of calm. I know you can do it. Have no fear. The things I have crafted will not...
Adrig, I haven't had you craft me a single thing.
The Black Soul Stone. Holding 6 prime evils in one container. That's
It is. It's an awful, awful idea.
The best decisions in a battle are not always the most logical.
It's a miracle Leo wasn't corrupted by the dark energies within it, don't you think?
Did you hear? The demons are on the run, thanks to him.
Good. Have you thought more about retiring?
Every time a battle ends, you ask me about retiring.
Better than during the battle, I would think.
You say that the jewel you seek is cursed. Who cursed it?
Oh, all you wish to hear is my most guarded secret. Huh? Well, certainly. If you cannot be trusted, then the world is in trouble, I think. The jewel contains a powerful creature named Dirgist. He was trapped within it for terrible crimes against his people.
I have never heard of him.
I'm not surprised. This happened when the mountains were young. Now a flaw has developed in the jewel. Through it, Dirgist can consume the holder's life. I intend to seal his prison, trapping him in it forever.
Mom, what happens when you die?
Akarat carries your soul to a peaceful place, my brave boy. And there is no more fear there. You will forget that you ever knew pain or loss. And your father will be waiting for us.
I was a fool earlier. Of course I want children. When this is all over, of course.
Of course. I was thinking 2 boys.
3. I've always wanted 3.
I'll do my best, Drian. Now you go back out there and do your best.
We just caught one of those devastators alone. It beat me to the parapet with a dozen spears.
Shame there's thousands more of them coming.
Ray of bloody sunshine, aren't you?
Let us seek our fortunes together.
Let us seek honor together, my friend.
Rethink your intent. Just a handful of determined defenders could hold this bridge for months.
Yes, if they had seen the attack coming.
Eldruin will destroy the demonic seal protecting this gate.
come with urgent news. Leah has had another vision. A vision of twisted demonic towers and enormous hearts beating within them.
I know of them. They are the Sin Hearts. Asmodan must have dredged them up from the depths of his realm to empower his legions.
No doubt corruption flows from these hearts. I will crush them.
Alright, so now I just have to go through the crater and a couple of the towers, and I'm done with Act 3.
I have destroyed the Demon Gate, through which Asmodan brought hell itself. Now I will enter the crater and crush the Sin Hearts that empower his army, until only the Lord of Sin himself remains.
You'll notice each act gets progressively shorter until you get to Act 5, which is an expansion, so that doesn't really count, but Act 1 is a good 4 hours long, Act 2 is 2 to 3, this one's barely 2 hours, Act 4 is about 1 hour.
Attention. I don't like the sound of this demon.
I've always freely interpreted that as another sign of the very troubled development this game had. Really, that Diablo 3 is as good as it is kind of a miracle.
10 days ago, I had an extremely powerful vision of a dark future. Horrible, horrible things will happen to you before this is all over, but you will prevail.
You should tell me of these things, that I might prepare.
I would never burden you with the knowledge of things you can't change. You need to be happy. Enjoy yourself while you can.
Thanks to that book, you can finally get some rest.
I feel fine.
I can tell your bad knee is troubling you, love. He'll have to save the world without you.
You are so close now. Only Asmodan is still out there, waiting for you. What do you suppose you'll do after he is dead?
Ask me again, after I have slain him.
Oh, you're too modest. I saw how easily you took care of Belial, and you've already beaten Asmodan's army. How much more trouble could he be? Let me tell you what I think. After Asmodan is dead, you come with me, huh? And we'll go on a grand adventure. Just you and Shen. The wind at our backs, and the road stretching out before us.
I must return to my home and serve the gods.
Neither of those things happen, because Act 5 happens.
Be careful out there. We need you.
Stab those bloody demons in the arse.
Baron.
I heard Captain Hale say that.
Sounds like something Captain Hale would say.
It's all come down to a single fight, and I don't even get to be there.
Good. You could use some sleep.
But I'm not even tired.
You could use some sleep.
I can't believe that we're still alive. This place was built to fight barbarians, not horrible bastards with wings.
Did your brother suspect that you were in love with his wife?
No, she didn't take the time to tell him before waltzing off to the altar. Now their children would starve if not for the gold I send their way.
But you are the reason their father is imprisoned.
He will be free again in time. Paying off the Merchants Guild of Kingsport is no small task. And aren't you supposed to be on my side here?
They will run when they see us.
You look troubled. Has the torn page shown you where the tomes lie?
No. I have learned something much more troubling. Judging by the borders, this is indeed a page from the tomes, but it does not contain prophecies. It seems to be a set of instructions for the creation of magical weapons, but that is not the strangest part. I have seen the rune here before, on the braces of Tyrael's armor.
I have never seen it before. Let us go ask him.
Tyrael, examine this page. Tell me what you see.
These are plans for angelic weapons that will fit human hands. Where did you find this?
This is a page torn from the sacred tomes of my blessed order. The light only knows what the others contain.
I see. It implies that my brethren seek to destroy this world, and that your order was created to stop them.
Is it true?
It was, once. Not anymore.
Your order shackled you with sins to conceal its own. What will you do now?
There is much difference between what I want and what I must do. Together, you and I will finish our work here. I owe you that. But I tell you this. My faith is stronger than this betrayal. When we are done, I will return home and plunge my spear into the ground before the vault of the Order. I will meet their champions until they answer for their sins and their lies. I will have justice.
And that happens in Act 5.
I keep thinking of the traitor, John Dar. He had turned to evil, I have no doubt. But I wonder, would he have fallen as easily if the Order had not betrayed him? I knew he was troubled, but I said nothing. I saw his doubts as weakness, and when he submitted to Magda, I thought my suspicions were confirmed. Perhaps I could have saved him before it was too late.
Men and women do not need excuses to fall. They do so on their own.
You are right. And still, I wonder if I could have said something, done something, and changed his mind. It is good to fight with you again.
Maiden of lust, I have need of your ample services. Drag yourself out of whatever carnal corner of the burning hells you lounge in, and bring your daughters with you. Be wary. The enemy has proven to be both cunning and strong. But the mortals have always been easy prey for you, have they not?
Monstrous creature!
Feel the wrath of Ytar!
My path becomes clearer.
Mantra of healing, not using that. Sweeping Wind, Firestorm, I should look at that at least. And Lashing Tail Kick, Scorpion Sting. Yeah, I'll look at that too. The Sweeping Wind increases the radius of the vortex, and Sweeping Wind's damage turns into fire. Yeah, I'm kind of reading that as increased radius means more chances for crits, which means more chances to keep my stacks up on Sweeping Wind, so I'll take that. Lashing Tail Kick. Enemies hit are stunned. Lashing Tail Kick turns into lightning. Yeah, I'll stick with Explosive Light.
You are defeated.
Traps like these flame geysers were another thing that would one-hit kill you when the game launched.
Nephilim, your misbegotten kind is creation's greatest sin. But your time is done. You will find only death in my
Is
realm.
that right?
These poor things live in eternal torment. You're an
Just trying to cast Sweeping Wind, not interrupt dialogue. Ooh. Ooh, the Butcher's Carver. The Butcher still inhabits his carver. Nicey nice.
I will not do that.
Waiting for you.
The only family I know.
I can relate to that.
all the pain and suffering you're enduring. You must be dying to meet me.
What you ask is impossible.
Are you enjoying it?
What's to enjoy? They shoot curses at me. I mean, seriously. Why would I want to enjoy that?
I feast on their agony, their eternal anger. Oh, you are... How invigorating. Play with my daughters. I do not wish to tire you out. I can feel the blood hemorrhaging from the sin heart.
Will I now?
So close now. So close.
He slaughtered one of those siege-breaker beasts. It took Captain Hale and 100 men to kill the last one.
I wish I could have seen that fight.
Really?
Well, not up close.
They will run when they see us.
Those blood shamans can cast a shield on their allies, and that shield is really tough to get down. I'm not even sure if you actually can take it down. I think you just have to wait for it to wear off. But it can be super annoying if they put it on certain enemies.
It cannot be done.
Could we find more like that?
Rethink your intent. You are defeated. Feel the wrath of Yita.
Oh, shoot. Just trying to recast the wind. I don't want to interrupt the dialogue. Oh well.
My mind is stronger.
I do hope you're not.
Serenity, not using that.
Hold your tongue.
Dashing Strike, Radiance. I have to look at that. And Mystic Ally, Air Ally. I wanted to try that. Dashing Strike, Radiance. Gain increased attack speed after using Dashing Strike. I'll stick with the movement speed buff. Mystic Ally, Air Ally. You gain a Burst of Spirit. And increases my passive Spirit regeneration. Might actually be overkill. I'm not really hurting for Spirit anymore like I was back in Act 2. But I'm gonna switch to Air anyway. I certainly don't need the damage boost that the Fire Ally was getting me.
The chains tear at their flesh. Hear their screams. Such sweet music.
Claudia Black does a really great job as Cydia. Like, she never really talks to anybody. She just kind of shows up and does taunts. She does a really good job at him, though. She's one of the more memorable performances in this game. As usual, because, you know, she's Claudia Black. She has a very recognizable voice.
You're so close now. I can almost feel your breath on my skin. The anticipation is exquisite.
I will not do that.
Oh yes, I've been looking forward to this.
You can really tell they recorded Cydia's dialogue separately from all the other characters. Might have even written it separately, because she never really interacts with anybody.
I will take great pleasure. Shh. I eat you. I thought we understood each other.
Alright, just one more short area, and then we take on Azmodan.
We have fought our way to the depths of the crater. Azmodan cannot be far.
I must try this somewhere else.
You think I would have learned by now when the dialogue sequences appear, but rather than learn things, I just do a quick run through every room. I do that when I play Mass Effect too. I just go through the entire ship between every mission, talk to everybody again, even though most of them have nothing new to say.
Feel the
wrath of Yitar.
And here he is. The Asmodan boss fight is interesting because they've retuned it since it originally designed. It used to use this entire circular area that I'm in here, but you'll see when the fight starts that you get ringed in to make it much smaller because the fight is already really easy. It used to be even easier because you had so much room to maneuver.
Fool, when the soul stone is embedded in my flesh, the seven shall be as one within me. I will be the sum of all hells.
Sure you will, buddy. Sure you will.
Arrogant Nephilim, my servants will be enough. The dark power of it. Arrogant Nephilim, enough. The dark power of it.
2 legendaries from this one, that's nice. Thought there were 2 legendaries. Maybe the gifts for my friends make the legendary noise when they drop too. That sucks. Oh well. Got me all excited. I thought there were 2 legendaries. Binding of the Lost, exact same thing I was already wearing. Thanks a lot.
We've done it! Quickly now, Leah! Trap Asmodan's essence within the Soul Stone!
It's done!
I never dared dream. All evil lies trapped within that stone. Once it is destroyed, the eternal conflict will finally end.
Destroying the stone is no simple matter. There are rituals to consider. We must return to the keep and make our final preparations.
Time for the plot twist!
I need to go back.
An incredible victory. I knew Asmodan could never stand up to the likes of you.
Where are Adria, Leah, and Tyrion?
They're all in the armory, no doubt celebrating. You should join them.
Well, Marta, that demon lord is dead. Time to move on.
I'll go pack my knitting.
There he goes.
Hooray! Our savior!
Did you hear? The battle is over. The demons are fleeing. We can go home.
Bless him. Bless him for what he's done for us.
Bloody leaping hell. I just heard he defeated the demon army's general.
That means we're going home. We can go home. Asmodan is dead! How in hell did we live to see this?
By staying in here talking to each other instead of fighting.
They will run when they see us.
Lots of blood. Not good. Very, very not good.
Adria, when did you decide to betray us?
20 years ago, a great and terrible power drew me to Tristram. But Aiden, Leoric's eldest son, defeated that power and sought to contain it within his own flesh.
The Dark Wanderer.
It was Diablo I saw within him, and I pledged myself to his service. Now, at last, his grand design comes to fruition. Dear Leah, Deckard always suspected your true father was Diablo himself. And now, my daughter, you shall serve as his vessel.
I live. But I am more than I once was. The 7 evils are now one within me. I am the prime evil. Well done, faithful Adria. Go now, until I call upon you again. Now, at last, to my true goal, the one that has always eluded me. The utter destruction of the high heavens.
And there goes Tyrael. And that's the end of Act 3. Do you wish to travel to the next act? In the next stream I will. I have been watching the ending cutscenes for each act at the end of each stream, but the next cutscene is really more like the beginning of Act 4, so I'm not going to do that. But that'll be it for this stream here. And when I come back, I'll play through Act 4, which is even shorter than Act 3 was. Believe it or not. I might do that again tonight, but I've got to do some stuff to be ready for the week, and I'm running out of time in the day to do that stuff, so I need to get to it. But my name is Andrew. I am part of the Switch Focus podcast, where once a week we get together and we talk about news and games on Nintendo Switch. I'm not really talking about Diablo 3 on it anymore. We talked about it plenty last year when it was my game of the year on Switch. And it's still, you know, an incredible game. Oh, the season ended, and I only got, like, 30 new Nephilim levels out of it. That's surprising. But we just recorded our newest episode of the podcast. It should be out in a couple days here, and I talked about Friday the 13th and Resident Evil 0, which were both games I played last week. You can find us on Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, as well as other podcast services by searching for Switch Focus, or you can visit our website at switchfocuspodcast.com. You can see all my streams live at twitch.tv/playcritically, or see all my past streams at youtube.com/playcritically. Wherever you're watching, please like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again.